successful women do have more trouble dating than unsuccessful women. Versus the more successful a woman becomes, the less amount of sexual options she is happy with.
Very frustrated with dating at this point.
I've seen a few videos recently of women crying because they feel lonely and they want to be in a relationship and they feel like that's the only thing that's missing in their life and they're just really unhappy.
Want to come and save me. And by save, I meant finding a man.
I care about me so deep. I spend so much time with me.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
I recently posted talking about modern women versus traditional women, and I got a lot of responses from the modern women talking about how it's hard to date or that it's men's fault why women have to be modern women. And regardless of your position on this, it does bring up the point that successful women do have more trouble dating than unsuccessful women. So this article explained it in a way that I had never heard of before, so I wanted to share it with you. This first chart describes the dating marketplace for women on this idea of hypergamy, that women prefer men who make more than they do. So if you are a woman who makes a lot, like in this upper 25% of female earners, your dating pool is only 2% to 0.1% of men. Versus if you are a female who is in the lower 75 to lower than that percent of earners, your dating pool is 100 to 98% of.
That's you can easily identify that. What's happened is ladies are making it back. Congratulations, you worked it, you stole, cheated, connived. The reason why I say that is feminism. Took the jobs from men, now they're in higher positions because they're favored. Now, what happens? You're not working out, not staying fit, feminine, and friendly, don't look sexy at all. So a guy is going to leave you by yourself, and he can't deal with you. He can't give you anything. Congratulations, you won.
All the men. Your chances are better of finding someone if you make less. This chart refers to sexual attractiveness. So the more successful that a man becomes, the more sexual options he is happy with. Versus the more successful a woman becomes, the less amount of sexual options she is happy with. It actually goes opposite for men and women. The other thing about this is that men are more attracted to females who are less successful than they are. Female success is not as attractive as we may want it to be. Men may value other qualities such as kindness and softness and, yes, submissiveness. So where does this leave all the single, sexy, and successful modern women? What do? Well, number one, be open to expanding your dating pool to include men who are not college educated and men who make less than you do. Number two, do not brag about your success. Don't name drop or talk about how much money you make or what your position is at the company. Men are not impressed by that. They're looking for a different thing in you. And number three, date aggressively. Don't be afraid to let a man know that you are interested sexually in them, and that may change the way that they view you.
Learn. I think that was insightful. Now take what she said, listen to it, and apply it.
So I just went to brunch with a couple of my homegirls after church, and there were 5 of us. 4 of us were black, 1 was white. And the 4 of us black girls were single, and the white girl is in a happy, healthy, thriving relationship. Her partner is Hispanic, and they have been dating for a few months now, but like the normal progression, met, hit it off, went on a few dates, got in a relationship, long distance right now, meeting parents soon. Like the normal. Okay. No gray, no limbo, no nothing like that. And then me and all my black homegirls are talking about our relationship status, and all of us are single for sure. All of us are like actively dating, some more active than others. But nonetheless single. But then we're kind of telling the stories of like the guys that we're talking to or have gone on recent dates with, and like these struggle stories are insane. And for reference, we're all in between 27 and 29, maybe 30. Why is this the commonality with me and all my black girls? Like, faithfully. Not just this group of black girls, but like so many. My closest friends, my black girlies that I've met on assignments, out, like all my black girlies that exclusively date black men are on a struggle bus.
I wonder why.
And a part of me is like, just get off the bus. Date other races. Start dating any other race. And there is something in my stomach that immediately just gets sick at that thought.
Yeah, it's hard to date out. It's hard to date out. You have to think about it. They don't realize black men actually ride with you. Black men actually love you. But as a lady stated in the article before, you gotta downgrade, because I'm sure from 27 to 29, you all are making decent money. I mean, you look good right now. You got your little turtleneck sweater on. I see you in the car. And that's what's gonna have to happen. You have to humble yourself. Don't talk about what you're making, as the lady said. Don't highlight your life and make work number one, because that's what you all are doing. And then you're expecting to get Prince Charming. That's the other thing too, right? It's not only how much the man makes, he has to be 6 feet tall. That kills it.
I want black love. I once read this article and it was saying how black women need to start dating outside of their race because it's not working. Like, it broke down all these statistics and all these things. And I did a poll on my Instagram story. Like, would you rather date down or date down within your race? So date down with a black man. So, you know, let go of some of your non-negotiables, a man that makes less than you, a man that like, whatever your non-negotiables are, date down from those. Or date white. And a majority of black women said they would rather date down. And I'm like, what is the chokehold? I'm asking myself, what is the chokehold? Like, I myself would rather date down than date outside of my race. And it's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I wish I had more to say than that. I am very frustrated with dating at this point, and I get the girlies that are like decenter men and focus on your relationship with God and focus on your friendships and da 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 da. And that's what my 20s has been all about. My friends, traveling, catching a fight, doing whatever I want to do, spending money willy-nilly. Like, that's what I do. Like, y'all not trying to come home to the same person every day? Y'all not trying to fold his laundry? Y'all not trying to cook dinner? Y'all not trying to go to Pilates after you make your kids lunch? Oh, we got different goals.
So you're talking about going to Pilates after you make the kids lunch. That requires getting married to a rich man. You do know that, right? You just said you're going to date down, but you're going to go to Pilates on your day off? Like, I'm confused, because you just explained a rich white lady's life. You did. This is the problem. This is why you and your friends are single. Why is there a disconnect there? And you don't see it. But that's what the problem is. And it's sad because most of you, or all of you, are getting close to that epiphany stage.
If a woman is beautiful, is smart, and is successful, does this make her less attractive? And I only ask this because I've noticed there is like an overwhelming amount of beautiful and smart and successful women who are also by themselves. So I'm just asking my TikTok guys and girls for your perspective. Like, is there a reason why successful, beautiful women are by themselves?
Standards. This is where they really are. This is where they should be. They're here.
When was the last time you ate?
I think I had a yum yum, and I think I had a sandwich, and that was and then the rest. It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like, it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like...
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out, like it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Ran through by 101 men, and my eyes are still recovering from all the bodily fluids that went in them.
Washed.
I completely agree with this comment because I made a video like about a year ago talking about the whole sassy man apocalypse thing and about how it weirded me out a little bit. Like, listen, I love taking the piss out of men. I will do it every day and twice on a Sunday, okay? Don't get it twisted. However, seeing women and girls and just people in general saying men are like sassy and things like that for liking like stereotypically feminine things or for not being traditionally masculine is a very slippery slope. It's a very slippery slope into gender essentialism. And it's also wildly homophobic. Like, saying, oh, man is sassy, but he's a little bit gay because he, like, listens to a particular type of music or doesn't do a type of thing. And I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to end up well for, like, everyone involved, but most importantly, women and, you know, gay men as well. And I'd say that this is largely due to the push of turfism for the past, like, 10 to 15 years. And it's, like, kind of culminated into this point of, like, the sassy man apocalypse or, like, the I'm just a girl stuff. It is effectively gender essentialism. This sassy man apocalypse shit is a way to beat men into submission, and a lot of them will do this too. And I'm not saying, oh, it's women's fault that men feel like they have to conform into hegemonic masculine roles. That's not it. It's because men put themselves in that situation as well, which is like, I will put the onus on them. However, this thing of like making fun of men for being gay, it's homophobic. Straight up, it's homophobic. But yeah, the way that it's wrapped and presented as being like progressive because you're shaming men without realizing that you're just reinforcing gender essentialism, it's really weird.
You know what's the wild thing? A true man, and as people like to say, alpha, beta, doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, a true man is going to ignore it all. Seriously. I hear it all day long. Video after video. Sassy man apocalypse. Sassy man apocalypse. They would probably consider me the sassiest dude out there. Because I'm calling it like I see it. That's not sassy. That's real. But that's how I see it. I mean, think about it. If a man is calling a spade, and he's not complaining with it, he's just saying what it is, has nothing to do with sassy. That's a man not tolerating nonsense at the end of the day. And don't get offended by any lady trying to talk you down. Look, you want me to spend $300 on a dinner or do certain things just because it fits you and you're going to insult me to get me to do it? I gotta be the weakest son of a mother. Man, stop it.
Dating as a Christian girl in corporate, part 2. Modern day society has made us feel as though we have a lot of options and a lot of choice. And I mean we do. However, the quality has not actually increased even though the options and the choices have. A lot of the time an increase in choice and an increase in opportunity has been for short-term pleasure, uncommitment, and just non-seriousness. Of the increased choice and the increased option, only a few of them are actually serious candidates who are potential lifelong partners. And the modern world has made it seem as though, yeah, you've got options, you've got choice, and as a result, people just treat people like they're litter or they're rubbish, just disposing them because it's like, bye, curtains, I can bounce to somebody else. And as a result, I think it's bred a culture of uncommitment, not caring about other people's feelings, and entitlement. So yes, even though we have increased choice and increased options, and we should use them wisely, it doesn't actually mean that we've had an increase in serious potential candidates as a result.
There are many guys that are qualified. You're expecting the top of the top, and that's not what you qualify for. That's with all of you. This is the problem. What does it say? Christian girl and corporate dating. Why are you corporate dating? You're a Christian girl. Does that man have the same beliefs as you? I doubt it. Unequally yoked is a thing. I got it. You're not actually Christian. That's what it is. Because you wouldn't be trying to date someone in corporate. You would be trying to date Jesus. I mean, I'm just being real. What are we doing here? Why is money a big concern? That shouldn't be a big concern to you. Oh, because you're not what you say you are. Then you always want a guy. How I get hypergamy, I get it, but that's what you all struggle with. Hypergamy is your ultimate weakness. Why? Because of feminism. Think feminism. It got you where you wanted to get in life, but it didn't get you married.
Not enough people are talking about the best phase of life. If you're like me and you're done partying, going out in your feral era, but you're not yet settled down in a relationship living in the suburbs, this in-between era is actually pretty magical. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons why this is the best era ever, and I'm calling it the era of ease. Number 1, you're at peace. You're not running yourself ragged, trying to go out every night. You're not chasing the party, chasing the scene. You're past toxic hookup culture. In the era of ease, you're going to bed early. You're only spending time with people who really make you feel good about yourself, and you get into a really good routine. I'm in a routine right now of waking up early every morning, keeping my apartment clean, journaling, doing Melissa Wood health workout, and catching up on all my work before 8 a.m. I feel less frantic and frazzled. I honestly just feel rested, at peace, and on top of my... Number 2, in this era, you really just get to know yourself. My identity used to be a full-blown party girl, and pretty soon here my identity will probably be a wife and a mom. But right now it's just me, and I'm learning a bunch of new hobbies, and it's so fun. I learned how to play backgammon, I took a horseback riding lesson, and I started learning a new language. I have a tutor to learn Armenian Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's so nice just to do things that help me grow as a person. And number 3, it's the perfect time to prepare you for the next phase of your life, whatever that is. Like for me, I want to get married and have kids someday. And I needed this time in between being feral and going out to prepare myself for that. So doing self-work, dealing with any insecurities that I have so I don't bring them into a relationship. And this time to work on me is going to attract a better partner. Like I'm going to have more to bring to the table than just a girl who goes out all the time and is in the scene. So if you are also in this post-party, pre-settle down phase, enjoy the era of ease.
The era of ease.
You're very single.
What are you, 35? Man, you should be trying like no party phase. That's what they get wrong. All of them. You get yourself used up. I'm sure that you've racked up a lot of bodies in your party phase. Racked them. I could see it. She's a little bit cute too. Oh, it's easier. They think it's a flex, and it's not. Every guy wants to smash. Chads too. Yes, Chads will be around. They get most of the women. They're going to come around. They're going to go to the clubs. They're going to smash happily. They'll even stay with you for a couple of months, which you probably didn't want in your party phase, right? You didn't want a nice guy. Now, how are you going to turn yourself around and start dating nice guys? You don't know how to. You've damaged yourself already. They don't realize when you use yourself up, your damaged goods can't pair up on. It's too late for you. Seriously, I would look at her and go, let her talk. Because that's what we're doing right now, right? I'm letting her talk and going, damaged goods. Got the bag. I'm sure you made a lot of money. But look what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm taking time for myself, keeping people out of my life. A man is going to be thinking the same thing about you. I'm going to keep her out of my life.
A loner. I've always been a loner. Not that I don't have friends. I have friends and I have family, but I am a loner in the sense that I love doing everything by myself. I am my own best friend first. I have mastered being alone. I care about me so deep. I spend so much time with me, internally especially, and it helps me be the person that I am today. It makes me want to have so much more out of life. I'm not codependent on people.
This is Danny. She fell in love with, well, Danny.
I've never been codependent on people, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm comfortable with...
That's why you have no man. So tell me all of this and then say you have a man after. Please. After you say all of that, say I have a man. I do this with my man. Let me see it.
Who I am internally and externally. I don't have to depend on anybody to do anything specific with me.
Really learning what I like.
Did you dream of getting married as a child?
Not to anybody.
Or do anything for me that I can't do for myself. When you stop being codependent on people, or you're comfortable with who you are and just being by yourself, when you're not worried about other people's thoughts and opinions about you, when you are not looking for validation and all of that from other people, you start living so good. And then when you come around other people, you radiate nothing but positivity and love. If you are codependent on people, try to step back a little bit and focus on you, because life is amazing when you can just be in your own space and not feel alone.
You either have give me some money, pay for my lunch, pay $300 for a date, or I don't need you. I don't need you, Naka. There's no in between. No in between.
So I've seen a few videos recently of women crying because they feel lonely and they want to be in a relationship and they feel like that's the only thing that's missing in their life and they're just really unhappy. And I can totally empathize because I know what that feels like. At the same time, I think you need to be careful with what you're putting online because you don't want to make yourself a target for people who will take advantage of your desire to be loved and to be wanted and who will exploit that.
People like me. No,
I also think that women especially need to love ourselves better than anyone else ever could. And we need to not give people the tools to be able to hurt us. Don't make it so that your happiness depends on another person, because you could be in a relationship and then one day that guy could wake up and be like, you know what, I'm not in love with you anymore. I don't want to be with you anymore. And then he could leave. And then what are you going to do? Are you just going to be miserable and unhappy the rest of your life? Everybody wants to feel loved. Everybody wants to feel accepted. Everybody wants to feel desired. That's part of the human condition, and I get that because we're social creatures and we all want that. But I also think we need to be happy on our own and we need to love ourselves so much that we don't seek validation from other people or from external factors, and we're okay with being by ourselves sometimes. Because the reality is that none of us is actually entitled to love. None of us is entitled to being in a relationship, and for some of us, that never happens. Even if we're good people, even if we have a lot going for ourselves, even if we're a catch, like, you just may never find the right person for you. And that's basically what I've accepted, and I think that's why I'm so okay being by myself, because I actually prefer being by...
She's never going to lower her standards. This is what is struggling with loneliness. She's gorgeous, too. She got her makeup, so... But, no, she's all right. She looks decent, like... Take the makeup off. Nah, probably. I give her at least a 5, but not bad. Can't lower the standards, so she's gonna be alone for a long time, possibly for the rest of her life.
By myself most of the time. I like having my own space. I like being able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and I like just people not bothering me. I just want to be left alone, honestly. At the same time, I do understand because I want to have a romantic relationship. I want to have that kind of a connection with another person. So I get it. I do get it. But I think you have to also protect yourself and protect your own heart and your own psyche. And don't give people the tools to be able to do you harm. Happy New Year, and I wish you a year of self-love and success and happiness.
I understand. I feel the same way every day. Like, I want to do whatever I want, you know, when I want, and I like to be able to do that with my wife. Not by myself. That's what it's about. That's the name of the game, but I get it. You probably grew up with no father. That's why. Because if you had a father, you would understand and you would have the feeling of, I need a happy home. And maybe you would settle. I'm sure you would settle.
Throughout my entire 20s, I was constantly struggling with this idea of living alone. And I believe my struggles were due to the lack of confidence in myself. Because, girl, I totally get it. The frustration of not making enough money to afford the lifestyle you desire, feeling trapped between bills while trying to keep up with your friends who seem to have it all. And honestly, there came a point when I thought to myself, listen, I need someone to come and save me. And by save, I meant finding a man, which I've done and lived as a stay-at-home girlfriend. That was a song. But I've come to realize that I still have some personal growth to do. And let me tell you, it's been quite the journey. And I've discovered a newfound appreciation for myself and living alone. It has truly transformed me. It has given me the space to unlock my hidden potential and realize that I'm capable of far more than I ever imagined. I've learned to rely on myself and take full responsibility of my own happiness. Girl, not having to worry about anyone else is a blessing for my mental state. So don't be afraid to embrace the beauty of living alone. And it may seem intimidating at first, but trust me, it can truly change your life. Living alone is an adventure of personal growth and empowerment. You got this, girl.
She got a man. What happened to that? I know what happened. He was telling me what to do. I had to be on my own. I couldn't take it. Same thing as the last girl was saying. I'm sure she probably had a man at some point too, right? You're beautiful. You're probably banging men and getting with them at the night, going to the club, getting with them, and letting them have their way, and saying bye. You all of you are men. That's what's happened. That's why you're single and struggling with loneliness, because you're men. And this is what it feels like. That's what feminism created. This is what it feels like to be a man. You're a woman, so it's easier to get some, but it's lonely. Yeah, it's a lonely feeling. Doesn't feel good, right? You got your job, got your career, you're making your money. Now you're a man. Now you're paying taxes. The government made it work. They put rights. They gave you preferential treatment. They don't realize how it is in other countries, but it's peaceful in America. Congratulations. Now you're lonely.
For my new single life checklist.
Yeah, guys. Thank you for watching the video. See you next video. Peace out.